100 FM The Pike, Worcester's Rock Station, and Blink 182 at 8:30. Welcome back to the studio. Now, formerly the ACM, now the CM of the city of Worcester, Eric Batista. Congratulations on making city manager.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
We appreciate you taking the time to come in. I'm sure, you've been busy. You've been the acting city manager.
Yeah.
So you've been pretty much doing the job.
Yeah, I've been on the road, so, doing the job and acting for a while.
Yeah, acting it for a while. Well, hold on a second. It's not working. Yeah, keep it quiet.
Who knows? Yeah.
There you go.
I've seen him at Bravehearts games throwing out balls, and I announced him dropping the ceremonial first puck recently at a Railers game. I was at this Casa event, and you were out at that. He's everywhere.
Yeah.
He's shaking hands, kissing babies. And
Well, he's got to manage the city, Adam. He's got to be everywhere at the same time.
That's true.
Did you ever think about cloning yourself, and that way you can kind of save time?
I wish. My wife wishes I did that, too.
Right? Yeah.
Look at the big smile on his face, though. He's still happy.
Well, last time you were here, it was June, and you said, or you told us that we asked you what your priorities were when it comes to the city, and then you were saying that it was filling city jobs.
Yes.
That was a major priority for you. Has it changed since June, and now that you are the city manager, have those priorities changed?
No, that one is still very important because to deliver quality service and efficient service, we need people. But then also there's a little bit of other areas that have become a priority in terms of the work that is extremely important for us to pay attention to. And those, there's a couple of them that I think are most important. And one is affordable housing right now is extremely important in the city. We have to provide mixed options for folks, for families. There's some really tough times. And just recently, as we all know, we're about to experience is the increase in electricity, and energy.
Yeah, that is and heat.
That's a big hit.
Major thing.
And it's not a 5-10% increase. We're talking about doubling.
Right. Huge
bills.
Increases. Yeah.
So if you're paying $200-$300 a month on electricity, you're doubling that.
Seems like the only thing that has not gone up are wages.
Yes.
Everything except wages have gone up.
Yeah. And it's true. And that's something that in this coming budget we're going to try to take a look closely. We've done incremental increases on the city side through our labor unions negotiations, but it's not as when inflation goes up 8%, to try to give increases of 8%, and then also include affordability options for the city with developers and I mean it's a big cost, and the only way municipal governments make money is through taxes.
Right.
And if we raise taxes, what does that do?
Nobody wants to hear that.
Exactly. It goes back to the residents to pay for that, the ones that are already overburdened and paying a bunch of other stuff. So those are the challenges that we have to balance constantly.
Now, there's been some concern of businesses closing in the Canal District since Polar Park has gone in. Smokestack Urban Barbecue, specifically restaurants. Smokestack Urban Barbecue announced closing. Bucks, Maddie's, a bunch of places in just the past month. People are concerned about that. And I know there are thousands of different reasons why restaurants close. How are you going to address something like that?
Yeah, no, it's a good question. And it's a real issue that we're seeing not only in the Canal District, but in other areas. Even downtown is experiencing some challenges with businesses closing. And on the bright side of things, there are folks who are taking risks and opening new businesses as well.
Yeah.
And so we see the natural nature of businesses coming in and out. But it is a big issue because, especially in the Canal District, or the district that is very bustling, there's a lot of activity. It's a lot of growth. We want to continue to support our businesses. We've tried to distribute a lot of funding, and just recently we put ARPA dollars to our small businesses safety net to try to give them some dollars, and we're talking about over $5,000 to $10,000 in relief. But as we know, coming out of the pandemic, people are having a tough time securing employees, wait staff, etc. It's really tough. Yeah. And then you got supplies that are increasing. The cost of supplies is increasing so the burger that cost $10 may not cost $10 anymore. And then what oftentimes people don't talk about that's a real issue is Grubhub and DoorDash.
Right.
People want to just stay home.
Yeah.
And then all these companies, you want to be competitive as a business to allow these delivery services, but they also take something off the top. So that also impacts you as well. So there's a lot of risk. I mean, a lot of challenges. Like you mentioned, there's thousands of reasons.
Yeah.
But the city is going to play a role in terms of working with the businesses. We're going to spend time to talk to them and talk to other business associations across the city to get the input, see what else can the city do to support them so that they can be sustainable in their efforts.
And that's connected to what you were talking about before. You know, it's expensive to go out to eat because of the supply chain stuff and everything, and that affects, you know, so it's all just one. It comes around full circle.
Yeah, and if you don't get people out walking around, coming to the restaurants, oftentimes you go to one place, maybe I'll hop off over to the next spot. But if I'm just home and I'm ordering delivery,
Right.
I'm not going anywhere.
Right. Yeah.
You only maybe ordering from one place.
Yeah.
So it doesn't give you the ability to have foot traffic. It's for people to be able to hop around, and
Yeah.
that's what we want as a city. We want people in the streets walking, going to place, etc.
Well, I'm going to hit you with a tough question here, and I know it's the Pike. We're a rock station. We're supposed to keep it light, but really, the big issue right now is the chickens. City manager. I want to talk about the chickens.
Here we go.
You know, I mean, we've had Amanda Shearstone in here from Chicken Up Worcester.
Yeah.
It seems like it's moving in the in a positive direction for people who want to own chickens in the city.
Very
But it's
slowly.
very, very slow. We were talking about the other day. Now there was just a vote on whether they should create a task force to analyze this or whatever. I mean, are people going to be able to own the chickens in the city of Worcester?
Yeah, you know, this question has been actually I feel like it's been quite a long time. It's probably a little over 4 or 5 months now. There's been a lot of conversation about it. People are really excited, but also people are really concerned about it. You know, you have the two spectrums that are in council right now. You can kind of see that they're back and forth. Some folks some councilors have stated that they don't even know where they stand yet on the decision, and so they want further conversations from the public and want to hear a little bit more to look at other communities and what they've done in their ordinances and their policies to see if this is something that the city is willing to adopt. You know, I grew up around chickens, so I grew up in the countryside of Puerto Rico when I was young, and my dad owned chickens, and I remember being a kid and my dad telling me to go pick up the eggs from the chicken coop and how nasty it was. But I loved it. I thought it was cool. And even till right now, my family, they don't live in Worcester. They live outside of the city, and they own chickens. And he has a whole bunch of them. And they love it. And I actually take advantage of the eggs that they.
Oh yeah, they're great. Yeah, fresh eggs.
Oh, it's awesome.
Oh, they're amazing.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
awesome. And also, you know, eating the chickens too.
Yeah, yeah, right. They're delicious.
So, City Manager Batista, so you just told us something. You probably know something that Shu and I just recently learned when we had the Chicken Up Worcester people in here.
Adam loves this.
Did
fact.
you know, of course you do, that you don't need a rooster to have eggs? Who knew this?
No, you don't know that.
We didn't know, since we did not grow up around. Obviously,
Yeah,
the
no.
chickens we knew were in the supermarket already.
I'll tell you what,
Yeah.
if my mom didn't need my dad, he wouldn't have been around very long, you know? But
Actually, if you keep the rooster too long, the rooster will start causing more damage to the chickens. It starts picking at the chickens, and it's not helpful.
And they're the ones that make all the noise and wake us up. So
Correct,
I
correct.
know that the Chicken Up Worcester people said, fine, we will concede to say we will not have roosters. We
Yeah.
will just keep the quiet chickens that lay the eggs.
Correct.
And that concession was made. Can we please have a decision made? How many more council meetings do we need here? They've had 3 meetings already.
And depending how many chickens you have, that's a lot of eggs. Because
Yeah.
each chicken could lay up to 1 egg a day. So if you have 10 chickens, that's 10 eggs a day.
Bring it on.
Yeah, bring it. We'll take your extra.
That's a good
eggs.
omelet.
Yeah, right.
Absolutely. Yeah. Well, city manager Batista, thank you very much for
Thank you.
coming in this morning. Congratulations on being named city manager. I remember the last time you were in here, we talked about, you know, you had opportunities to go to other cities
Yeah.
and work, but you wanted to stay here because you grew up here.
Correct.
And, you know, you love this city. So I'm glad that worked out for you.
Thank you.
It's, you know, people realizing their dreams. That's a special thing. So congratulations.
Thank you. I
on
appreciate that. Thank you so much.
Awesome. All right. City Manager Batista, just keep on that chicken issue, as we will.
You are good for the city, man. We're
Yeah.
very happy to have you
I appreciate that.
managing the city right now.
All right. Well, thanks for coming in. I appreciate
All
it.
righty.